Hi, I'm Ray, and this is
James.
And tonight we're going to talk about the Paris attacks. Well, more to do with reactions to the Paris attacks.
Yeah.
On this. Look, our condolences go out to those who have had loved ones killed or injured in these horrendous attacks.
Yeah.
And you're in our hearts and minds at the moment. Okay, now, James.
Well, yes, there's, in Australia, we have a show on Network 10 called The Project, and lead anchor Waleed Aly gave a speech. He gave a speech about how that essentially the ISIS or ISIL or what Islamic State, whatever you want to call them,
yes,
they're not as strong as we are led to believe.
No, he's saying that they are weak because, and they're like someone who, like animals use it all the time. They puff themselves up to make themselves look big and scary. And ISIL's the same. It's puffing itself up to make itself look big and scary. And in fact, it's not that as big or as scary as it would like you to think it is.
Yeah, yeah, because it's claiming a responsibility for things like the Sydney siege, the Canadian Parliament shooting.
Yes.
This had nothing to do with ISIS. They were just individuals who...
Yeah, they were homegrown nutters or fanatics who decided to take action on their own, but ISIL claim responsibility because that way they can look bigger than they are. They can create disharmony in the countries that these things happen in, and that's their plan. That's the way they started in Iraq, and they mean to continue on a global scale.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. So, best way of getting back at them?
Bond together.
Yeah, be accepting of other people, regardless of what they believe, who they are. I mean, there might be a little bit more bigotry to those who are Muslim at the moment, of course, but...
My understanding is, and please feel free to send comments and correct me if I'm wrong, but both of these major religions believe in God. The only real point of difference is Muslims believe Muhammad was the messenger from God, and Christians believe that Jesus of Nazareth was the messenger from God.
Yeah, I mean there are some other little theological differences in there, but
essentially they're talking the same story almost.
Pretty much.
So why can't we just get together on this?
Yeah.
Yes, I think John Lennon said it best of all. But yeah, so look, embrace different people in your country.
Yeah.
If there is no disharmony and there is no violence between the religions, ISIL's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, they can't, you know.
They've stated in their monthly magazine that they want to create disharmony because they want to trigger World War III.
Essentially. That's not their exact words, but that's essentially what they want to do.
Yes, well no, they pretty much said it in their literature. But, and this is what Waleed Aly said. He said that the best way in his speech, and we'll link this
in the description,
is come together, harmony, peace is the best way to defeat ISIL.
Yeah, and annoy them. And
annoy them, yes. and I looked at one comment about his speech today on Facebook, and this guy commented and said, "Oh, Waleed Aly has an agenda because he's a Muslim." Well, if his agenda is peace and harmony, I'm full for his agenda.
Yeah, we're all on board.
You know.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And I know how well, religion and the internet tend to be a combustible mixture. But just try and be nice to each other, and let's try and build a sense of common understanding.
Yes, that's exactly right. And listen to this speech by the anchor of
Waleed Aly,
the project, and take to heart what he says. I think he really hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway,
that's enough.
That'll do. That'll do. What happened on this day? Coincidentally,
Yes.
On the 17th of November.
Right. Well, in 1532, Pizarro from Spain, pardon me, traps the Incan Emperor Atahualpa.
Yeah, Incan is not our sort of strong suit.
Yes.
English is hard enough.
English is hard enough. Incan is just out of there. Yeah, so he trapped him on this day and basically imprisoned him.
Yeah.
And that was in 1532. In 1901, whoa, we're going fast.
57 miles an hour, which is, for people in metric, is somewhere between 90 and 100 kilometres an hour.
Oh yeah, I'd say 95.
Yeah, this is,
yeah, that
next
was the
happened.
speed record for electric cars in 1901, set on this day by the Riker Torpedo Racer.
Probably using lead-acid batteries.
Its lead-acid battery pack and electric motor weighed 800 pounds, which is what, about 365
kilos thereabouts, roughly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Half the total weight of the vehicle, and no brakes. Woohoo!
Other than slowing the magnets in the motor, that would be about it.
Yes. Well, on this day in 1945, the German scientists that built the V1 and V2 rockets,
yeah,
they were taken to America to start America's rocket program.
Yeah.
And 1988, Benazir Bhutto was elected leader of Pakistan, and as far as I know, she was the first and so far only woman who's led Pakistan.
Yes.
As president.
And one for the nerds.
Yes, and one for the nerds. On this day in 2001, Harry Potter debuted at the cinemas.
Yes, the first Harry Potter movie.
Yes.
Alrighty, and lots of people coincidentally got born on this day.
Yes, lots of people got born. Namely, at least 3 Roman emperors that we know of. We're only going to deal with one, but there was at least 3. So, Vespasian was born on this day in AD 9.
So just the other week, yeah.
Yeah, he was emperor from AD 69 to AD 79, and strangely died in AD 79. I think it's the death that ended his.
Most of these Roman emperors died, and that's the end of their reign when they actually died. Very few of them were
Yes.
booted out.
Yes, and old Atahualpa, who got defeated in 1532. Was born in 1502 on this day. So on his 30th birthday, that was his birthday present.
Yes, happy birthday. By the way, you're in prison.
Yes, yes.
But
You've now been dethroned.
Through no fault of your own.
You've been invaded and dethroned. Okay, for our Canadian people, we always like to stick a Canadian one in when we can.
Because Canadians.
Yes. John S. Plaskett, a Canadian astronomer. His claim to fame was the Plaskett twins, whatever that is. And he was born on this day.
I'll have to Google that.
On 1865. Now, for those who like a good Honda to ride or drive, Mr. Honda, Sakuro.
Again, Japanese not our thing. English is hard enough.
He was the founder of the Honda company. Was born on this day in 1906.
Yeah.
Rock Hudson, who famously was the first of the famous film stars to die of AIDS. He was born on this day in 1925. Danny DeVito was also born on this day, but in 1944.
Yeah.
And for those who like a good bit of motor car racing in Europe and Australia, I don't know if many people know who Tom Walkinshaw is in the States, but Tom Walkinshaw was born on this day in 1950. Famous Scottish car racer and racing team owner. Those who follow Jaguars will definitely know who Big Tom is.
Yeah.
He raced Jaguars for many years.
And I think there's a brand like HSV have a brand of something, or did have a brand of something named after him.
Oh, the Walkinshaw Holdens, yeah, they're an aftermarket GM product. That's where you take your already fairly quick Holden and give it to them, and it comes back out scarily quick.
Yeah. And last one, 1966, Australian singer-songwriter Kate Ceberano.
Yes, quite famous. Bedroom Eyes being one of her biggies.
Yeah, you would probably recognise, if you saw her, you'd recognise the face most of, overseas and everything. She's quite well known. Anyway, that's us for another week.
Yep. So if you like us, like us. If you don't like us, inflict us on your friends. Give us your comments. Love to hear from you, positive or negative. Look, we got thick skins. If you don't like us, send us a comment anyway. That's just as helpful as a positive comment. Okay.
Just no religious flame wars in the comments. Try and avoid those.
Yeah, well, people get upset about it. They reckon there's two things you should never talk about in polite company.
Religion and politics?
Yes. I'm not polite and he's not company.
That's cool.
Okay, see you on the dark side. We got bickies.
Bye.